How I built my gym physique as effectively as possible. What's going on, guys? My name is Jacob, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys how I actually chase aesthetics while working 50 plus hours a week and balancing out school. Before we start, I just want to mention, I achieved my dream body working 50 plus hour weeks and spending less than 6 hours weekly in the gym. So it's definitely possible, anyone can do it, and let's get started, man. The secret formula. What is the JCHEST method, right? Everyone's always asking, what is the JCHEST method? So we're going to make sure that we understand what's going on and how to get there. There's three main components: progressive overload, macro manipulation, and time efficiency. Here are some of my client transformations. We'll go through a couple of them. Evan's story, right? A month and a half transformation right here. He was pretty bulked up, had some body fat, had a good amount of muscle, right? We really cut him down while putting on that lean muscle. Evan was a student who had their first year lifting too far with a dirty bulk, which led him to lack confidence because cutting down was more difficult than expected. After getting a meal and training plan that would be comfortable and consistent for him, we were able to lean down his body and give him the definition and confidence he didn't know he had. We'll go through maybe a couple more. Kyle, 3 months transformation right here. Again, a little bit too bulked up, too much body fat, lack of definition. We cut him down a bit. His story. Kyle is an entrepreneur who runs his own business. He said he didn't have the time to go to the gym because the schedule was packed. He was ordering Uber Eats every day. He decided if he could put his all into his business, he could also put his all into looking his best. After messaging me on Instagram, we were able to get him out of his bad habits and develop a simple yet effective meal plan that let him work on his business and get results in the gym. All right. There's a couple more of these y'all can go through, but pretty crazy transformations like this one right here. Virtually, very, very minimal muscle, lean down on the stomach. And yeah, all of these guys really had a lot of other things going along with their schedule, work, school, clubs, activities, 9 to 5 right here. It's definitely doable. Here are some quick testimonials. We'll go through a couple as well. Let's see. Let's go through Kyle's, right? We just went over Kyle.
Hey, my name is Kyle, and I signed up with JCHEST 3-month program. Just to give a little bit more background, the reason why I signed up was to lose a little bit of fat because I also run a business, and that's basically pretty much from start of the day to end of the day. So I couldn't really find the time, or that's what I thought at least, to actually put in the work to get a little bit leaner and maintain a six-pack still while running a business. Now, I was really honestly surprised by a lot of the stuff that he told me to go ahead and start following, and when I started seeing the results, I was like, holy shit, I should have been doing this all along. No, but shout out to Jacob, because honestly, it was kind of a little bit demoralizing, just not being able to kind of look the same way I did, even though I was a little bit busier. And I'm really glad that now, just kind of with the diet and all, it's also really good, and it's not necessarily hard to necessarily continue to stay fit. So yeah, dude, if you're on the fence of joining Jacob's program, I definitely recommend just do it, man. If you're going to go ahead and invest in yourself, the same way that I invest in my business, you got to go ahead and actually put some effort to it and put some weight to it, man. So yeah, shout out to Jacob. He's a great guy, and feel free to hit me up if you got any questions.
As you guys just heard, right? We got him on a plan. He had an extremely busy schedule. He showed me his own schedule, actually, packed with sales calls, back to back to back. But we made sure he was going to the gym whenever he had free time. All right, whenever we had free time, he was at the gym, grinding, putting in that work, and converting all the effort that he was spending on his business to also improving himself, right? He ended up leaning down and made great progress. And think about it, bro. Only 3 months from point A to point B. It's a no-brainer, all right? It's a no-brainer. Anyone can do it. Transformations really aren't too difficult to do. Here's my story, all right? From skinny to aesthetic. Growing up, I played sports like swimming and basketball, all right? I was always a tall and skinny kid on these teams, and it never let me feel confident in myself. Being made fun of and pushed around destroyed my confidence and made me feel like absolute shit. Ended up quitting basketball. Here's me in 2016, 2017, and 2018. Little Discord hoodie going on. But yeah, very skinny. I was around 130 pounds at 6 foot tall. Wasn't the best. It wasn't the best feeling, all right? At 15, I was skinny, insecure, and unconfident in myself. I wasn't proud of who I was when I looked in the mirror, and I knew I had to make a change. At 16, I started my fitness journey. This was me at my 16th birthday. right? Still very skinny, not much muscle at all. And you can kind of tell I wasn't very confident. Another picture of me over here, me trying to go into the gym, but got those home weights. I didn't know what food to eat and what workout to do. I relied on YouTube videos looking for the right information, only to get more and more confused. I stayed lazy and I ended up giving up on getting into shape. In 2022, I tried again, but still wasn't sure how to get in shape correctly. I relied on YouTube videos again to seek guidance, and after a while, I bulked up a lot of weight the wrong way. I got really fat, right? I originally thought, putting on this weight is gonna be impossible for me. Ended up bulking the wrong way, which I'm sure many of you guys have, and put on way too much body fat. I put on some muscle, but as you can see, a lot of body fat. After almost a year of consistency doing what I thought worked, I went from 140 to 205, and I didn't like the way I looked. I had no motivation to do anything, I had no goals, and I felt completely lost again. And I was broke. But I realized I needed to take action and make the change in my life by starting somewhere. I started off by getting a full-time job as a lifeguard. I was the hardest worker there, working 50 hours a week. This was me lifeguarding. This picture, my friend surprised me on shift with DP Dough. And this is another picture of me at the beach in my lifeguard uniform. Pretty fat and no discipline in diet. I worked there for a year and got promoted to head lifeguard. This made me realize that if I can work hard for a boss, I should be able to work hard for myself. I realized at the end of the day, all I had to do was to have good time management, diet correctly, train correctly, and be consistent and disciplined. I started going to the gym again and sped up my progress using macro manipulation and progressive overload and lost a lot of fat while packing on that lean muscle, right? Macro manipulation and progressive overload explanation. After using these methods and staying consistent and giving it my all, my momentum started compounding. This is my current physique. Obviously, a lot better than this one up here. After years of consistency, the right guidance, and surrounding myself with like-minded individuals, I was able to achieve my dream physique. I gained so much confidence and bettered my mindset so much that I started my social media and business. My lifestyle. Lessons learned. I learned how to handle challenges and learned to be even more disciplined than before in order to run my business. All right, the gym not only strengthens your body, but it strengthens your mind. I use it to apply to everything in life, spending time with my family, schoolwork, disciplining myself, and just all abroad, just improving myself as a person. My confidence skyrocketed, bro. I'm so confident now I can freely take off my shirt at the beach, knowing I worked hard to get where I am. And freedom. I've always wanted to have the freedom of doing what I want and when I want. Now I can do that. I have an opportunity for you. The truth is, you don't need more information. Right? If that was the case, you would have already achieved your goal, right? What if you can learn how to get your dream physique, be held accountable, and be part of a like-minded community? I promise this would change your life. This video, the JCHEST method, how to get on the method, right? This video is only for people who, number one, want top tier confidence, are tired of slow progress, are feeling lost, want relentless accountability, are action takers, and are open-minded, all right? This isn't for you if you're not patient, a quitter, not making this a priority, and your ego is too big. You need to be willing to take criticism from someone who is where you want to be and not from yourself who isn't where they want to be. Otherwise, this isn't for you. Again, the truth is you don't need more information. If that was the case, you would have already achieved your goal. All right, what you need is the right system and accountability. Why you're failing, all right? Accountability, training, and diet. All the other programs or methods you've tried have not held you accountable. Your coach just gave you a plan and expect you to follow it without really helping you stay on it. Why not make sure you have someone that won't let you, give excuses, but make sure you execute your plan daily. Your training. You're not training correctly, all right? You don't know how many steps, reps, what exercises to hit, or even how to hit the muscles you're targeting correctly. You aren't even tracking your cardio. Your diet is flat out wrong. If you think you have the right diet, why don't you already have your dream physique? You don't know how to track calories, macros, and adjust them week to week to make progress towards your goal. The biggest lie. You don't need a coach who gives you a cookie cutter plan, all right, and sends you on your way. All right. Even though you have a decent meal and training plan, you still feel alone on the journey and learned nothing at the end on how to conquer your mind. Unsustainable. This will drive you crazy. You'll hit a wall in your progress because you don't have someone to hold you accountable. For all your action in the past, you've walked away with that coach. You've learned nothing of real value to improve your life. All right, done for you. Work with someone who understands how to create a workout and plan and meal plan that is tailored to a busy work schedule and is in the spot you want to be in. All right, work with someone who will calculate all the changes that need to occur to your plan. Strategy: all you have to do is follow the structure of the program. We take care of all the calorie and training practices. The 6 fundamentals to a shredded physique and winning mindset. Number 1, mindset mastery. All right, we're going to get you out of that limiting mindset that's been holding you back your entire life. All right, we're going to adapt the mindset that allows you to succeed in any aspect of life. Not only that, we're going to build the foundation you need to get started on your fitness journey. All right, this isn't something you accomplish overnight. We prepped you to get ready to face the hardest challenge of your life. To achieve this, you need to rewire your mind completely, right? Implement good habits and be self-aware. We're going to teach you how to visualize your goals and turn them into reality, how to be self-aware and cut your vices out of your life, and how to meditate to think clearly. All right. We're going to teach you the habits I use personally to break my insecurities, limiting beliefs, and mindset barriers. Optimal workout plans. We're going to give you the perfect workout plan tailored towards you, all right? This will fit best with your schedule so you can be time efficient and as well as being efficient at the gym. We're going to make sure you enjoy the process, right? We're going to give you a good workout plan that makes you feel amazing after just achieving a good workout. Walking out of the gym with a pump that will boost your confidence through the roof. Number 3, customized diet and meal plans, right? Adaptive meal plans. You need an exact meal plan that's catered towards your bodies and your goals, all right? A meal plan that works for one person won't stick the same way for you. So we make sure to give you an exact and simple diet to stick to. We want to make sure you're enjoying your favorite foods, right? We're not going to make sure you're completely throwing away your favorite foods. Of course, you can't eat it often, but in dieting, there are ways to enjoy hamburgers and fries while still losing weight. Like-minded community. The biggest mistake I see is that people think the whole journey of self-improvement is lonely. When in reality, there are thousands of others with the same mindset and goals as you. We're going to connect you with others that have the same goals and ambitions. The goal is to offer a space for you to share your journey together while pushing one another and that hold each other accountable. This program is here to push your boundaries and achieve your personal and fitness goals. Number 5, relentless accountability. If you don't see progression, right, that means there's a lack of accountability. Right, when I tried to do everything myself, I felt overwhelmed, I felt alone. There's only one solution to this: full accountability. This is a picture of me and my client, Eugene. We were actually going on the treadmill together. I was making sure he wasn't touching the handlebars. We were pushing through it. All right. You need to make friends who have the same goals as you. Friends that won't let you slack off because you don't feel like it. What's the best way to achieve a goal? Say it in front of 100 people. If you don't achieve your goal, they'll laugh at you. But if you do, they'll praise you. But the right community will support you on the path even if you fall off. And that's what made the difference for me. I didn't have the community in my journey of building my physique. But if I had people checking up on me, making sure I was keeping up with my workouts, diet, cardio, and habits, it would have been completely different. It would be the most important key to achieving my physique and getting rid of all my insecurities. We're going to start hosting weekly group calls and one-on-one calls on top of that to make sure the journey is going as smooth as possible. This isn't your average video program. It's a brotherhood that works together to change your life. Number 6, premium access to me. You're going to have direct access to me, right? By joining my program, you can gain direct access to my knowledge. You can ask me questions, request more informative content, and more. You're going to enjoy personalized support and mentorship from myself and my team. And we make sure you receive guidance and motivation you need to achieve your goals. Our 6-step process for your transformation. All right? All of these 6 will be given to you. Next step, if you're ready to build a shredded physique alongside your full-time job without having to spend hours in a gym or cooking meals, then book a call with me, and I'll see if you're a good fit for the program. Looking to see you there.